guys, it's your girl T, and in my last video I asked you all, have you ever been pressured by friends to do something that you knew was wrong and you did it anyways? So these are some of the comments you guys left on that video. So have I ever been pressured? Yeah, I've been pressured. I remember in 9th grade I was pressured to ditch school, and I did it with my friends, and you know, it's just one of those things. Childhood follies. Moving on. So anyways, I want to go ahead and shout out my coworker. This whole situation is crazy. My own coworker ended up emailing me the story, and once again, it's coming out of our favorite state, wretched ass Florida. So if you guys have not heard, the IRS Tax Queen, Rashia Wilson, has been sentenced to 21 years in prison. This story is just insane. What happened is that Rashia Wilson, back, I think it was like a year or so ago, she was on Facebook bragging about being the IRS tax fraud queen. Bragging, showing off her money, her wealth. All of this came from tax fraud. And I didn't even know anything about this until I started investigating this story more. I didn't know it was so prevalent. And from what they're saying in the news media is that Florida, especially Tampa, Florida, is the hotbed of tax fraud. And the way that the police found out about this whole tax fraud situation and how it became the new hustle in Florida is because the drug dealings went down. So that says a lot when the drug dealings go down and people decide to instead start doing tax fraud scams. So basically what happens is that there's all these tax fraud rings going on around the country, but mainly in Florida. And they're basically stealing people's identities, social security numbers, and they're filing taxes in people's names. They're collecting the money and basically going on shopping sprees and doing them. And then when you go file your taxes, it bounces back, and then you're out of your money. So this whole situation is just insane. She ended up getting about $20 million over the past few years, and that's why they sentenced her to 21 years in prison. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a short news clip from NBC, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
ID, and they recover the money that they want to get.
When the money hits the debit card, they call it a drop, celebrated in rap videos like this one.
Tax season again. I need a drop, old bitch.
And the crooks are dropping some serious cash on luxury items like high-end cars. Have a look around the Tampa Police Department's impound lot. There's a Jaguar, custom paint jobs, and this Mercedes, which police say belonged to Rashia Wilson. They allege she boasted about her crimes on Facebook. "I'm Rashia, the queen of IRS tax fraud," Wilson wrote last May. "I'm a millionaire, for the record, so if you think indicting me will be easy, it won't." But Wilson and her boyfriend Maurice Larry are among the rare ones who were indicted. Investigators say they raked in more than $1 million, filing over 220 fraudulent tax returns. And they flaunted it. Police seized one of his most prized possessions, this custom-made Camaro, filmed by Riding Clean magazine. TV in the back, over-the-top sound system, every rim, police say, paid for at taxpayers' expense. And all while Wilson was receiving public assistance. Wilson and Larry have pled not guilty. If convicted, they each could face more than a decade in prison. Do you think there was a sense among the criminals that they weren't really stealing from anyone in particular, that they're just getting free government money?
Yeah, it wasn't like they came up to you, put a gun in your face, and took the money out of your pocket. It was just somebody's name, somebody's social security number, and really, what's the big deal?
But they're holding up the federal government.
Sure they are. Yeah, they're robbing us blind.
Okay, so you guys just watched that short news clip, and the whole situation is just insane to me. I wouldn't even know what to do with all that money. I didn't know that this was like a legitimate scam. You know, I've heard of people doing check scams and credit card scams and selling drugs, but I would have never thought about IRS scams. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you got to have a criminal mind to think that hard. But I understand why people are doing it, because it's quick money. But I think a lot of people are not realizing that there are victims in this case, and there are people who really did work who are not receiving their tax money. So it's not a victimless crime that a lot of people are thinking it is. And the other people are saying, you know what, so what? The IRS is corrupt, the government is corrupt. How dare they, you know, lock these people up? But they're taking money from the U.S. citizens, you know. So a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about this case. Other people feel like, you know, it was way over the top. They should have gave her 5 to 10 years. Why give her 20 years in prison? That's way too much. You know, it's just a white-collar crime. The whole situation is a mess, but I feel like Rashia got her own self in trouble. If she wasn't on Facebook bragging and acting a damn fool, she probably wouldn't have been caught. Also show you how damn brainwashed people are and how comfortable people are putting out their business on the internet. A few months ago, I did a video about a girl who robbed a bank and then turned on her video camera and bragged about it on YouTube. It's like we're down to the point where people are so brainwashed and comfortable that they don't even see anything wrong with bragging about doing dirt. When we were younger, when we were growing up, if you did dirt, you did dirt, but you didn't tell nobody. That was between you and maybe one or two people. You didn't blast it to the world. You know, why would you get on camera and brag about being a tax fraud queen? And then on top of that, she was receiving welfare. So she was just frauding the entire system all the way around. You know, so I can't really feel bad for her. Is 20 years a lot of time? It is a lot of time. Do I think that she deserves 20 years? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's a lot of time. It's not like she killed anybody. But again, you can't steal $20 million and think that nothing can happen to you. And especially when you choose to brag about it on Facebook. I think that was just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Why would you brag about something like that on social media? Of course people are going to turn you in. Especially when other people are out here trying to do the right thing and they're hurting for money. And then you're sitting here making $20 million on tax fraud and you think people are not going to snitch on you? Girl, bye. Anyways, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this entire situation. All right, deuces. So the question of the day is, have you ever bragged about something that you later on regretted? Make sure to leave a comment, rate, subscribe, and share the video.